Emily Dickinson and Maya Angelou. Emily Dickinson. Emily was born December 10th, 1830 in Amherst, Massachusetts. She passed away May 15th, 1886 in Amherst, Massachusetts. She was an educated woman and a rebel. She changed poetry. She wrote 1,800 poems, however, only 12 were ever published. Her sister published these, so Emily never actually got to see how much of an impact her work was. What made her special? Emily became a world-renowned writer through her poetry. She stood out due to her rebellion to social norms during this time. Her poems included using uncommon capitalization and punctuation, slant rhymes, absence of titles, and short lines. She completely disregarded traditional styles of poetry. Her poetry is unique as it deals with societal issues, gender, and more, which were not common themes in the 1800s. Maya Angelou was born April 4th, 1928 in St. Louis, Missouri. She passed away on May 28th, 2014 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Maya Angelou was actually born Marguerite Johnson. She had a very accomplished career. Maya was a poet, a civil rights activist, a feminist, and an American memorist. What made Maya special? Angelou's writing is very unique to her. She uses normal day-to-day language, including profanity and Black vernacular. She writes to give the reader very vivid imagery. She uses poetry to the story of her life. She writes not only to give a voice to herself, but to women and to African Americans. The similarities between the two in their feminism. Both Dickinson and Angelou were considered feminists in their lives. Dickinson was considered a feminist in her time for speaking against society and standing up for women. Angelou was considered a radical feminist because she spoke for Black women empowerment. They both spoke against the patriarchy and of their women's rights and powers. Similarities in their poetry. Dickinson and Angelou write of death, gender, and hope. Dickinson's poem, Hope is the Thing with Feathers, she writes of a bird being free, hope is always by its side, whereas when Angelou writes of the bird, it is imprisoned and does have hope, but to be free one day. They both are fighting against the control in their writing. Impact. How they impacted the world. Dickinson and Angelou are considered to be some of the most influential writers of American poetry. Dickinson was one of the first female poets. Dickinson and Angelou helped move the women's rights movement. Angelou has also helped fight in the civil rights movement. Angelou inspired many people with her autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Angelou's autobiography had subjects considered to be taboo, but it's also what made it so popular.